It is about 6:30 on Wednesday, the 19th of October, 2022. This is the new field I've given them. Um, Again, I don't think this has been grazed since the 5 inches. Here comes the cows. I called them and they come running. There was some feed down there, so I guess they were done with the feed. There's number 20 straight ahead. Look at her. She's doing a lot better. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to feed them 75 pounds a day in the evening. Just a little snack. I don't think this grass is quite enough to sustain them. I don't want them grazing it too hard. But yeah, this is the growth that I had since that 5 inches of rain, minus the goat weed that I cut down with the shredder. And since, it got to freezing last night, or I should say like at 6 o'clock in the morning before the sun came up. It got cold last night. So I think the warm season grass is definitely done now. But we do have the cool season grass. And I know I'm kind of paranoid because I'm used to being 90 degrees every day, but I know that it's the 60-degree days that the cool season grass does best at. And I think right now it's about 58 degrees outside. Tomorrow it's going to get to 80. Hopefully that won't be too much for the cool season grass. I don't know how delicate it is. It's been a while since I've raised cool season grass. I had a lawn back in the Pacific Northwest where I came from. It was a combination of fine fescues, and there was, I think there was some perennial ryegrass in there too. And so some of the grasses, I look at them like, yeah, that's grass that grows in the lawn. So maybe there's some of those perennials in here as well. This broadleaf grass right here, I think this is Dallas grass. Dallas grass typically has purple tips. And I understand that Dallas grass is kind of an in-between grass. So it tends to grow well in the autumn where the weather's kind of crazy. So I think we have some of that growing. But we're talking minuscule amounts. I think this is some of the leftover Bermuda grass. You know, it doesn't matter. The cows are going to eat it anyway. Right now, my strategy, I've said this many times, my strategy is to kind of slow them down as much as possible. I don't really have any winter stockpile to speak of. Maybe in the 20 acres of my neighbor's pasture. But otherwise, this is about as good as I'm going to see. At least that's my expectations. My expectations are set to super low. So yeah, there's stuff out here. It's just not great. The 1 inch of rain that happened on Sunday, I think might wake up some things. On the other hand, it might just cause the grass to grow better roots, or it might just seep into the soil. I noticed the soil is a lot softer now. It's easy to put posts in the ground. Before the rain, it was not that case at all. But the fly count on the cows is basically almost to zero. There's a couple. I did get a package with Bug Logical, the parasitic wasps, and it says to wait until they start to hatch. Well, it took about a week and a half for it to start to hatch. When I checked it today, there was some tiny parasitic wasps in there, so I took it out to the field and I put it on some patties in the last row. That's the row to the left here. I put some on the beginning, in the middle, and the end. There wasn't a lot of patties to choose from. I'll be honest, I'm pretty proud of my field about how quickly it processes these patties. I imagine in about 3 or 4 days you won't even be able to find the patties unless you know what to look for. So like here's a pasture that they haven't been on in 2 or 3 months. There's a couple places where I say, yeah, there was a patty there, but if you're not familiar with patties and how they look like, you probably can't tell where the patties were. These little clumps of color are actually some kind of, I want to say weed, but I'm going to say not grass. So, and I need something to grow in the soil. I don't like dead soil. So yeah, you can't really tell where the patties were, which says that something is working those patties into the soil, which is what I want. I don't want them to sit on the top of the soil. Number one, blocking the light to the grass below, and number two, not releasing their nutrients into the soil. So I'm happy to see the patties disappear. Like this is probably where a patty was here. You see that? That's the remnants of a patty. Let's see if we can find any more here. They're not easy to spot. Oh, look at that. Here's a backbone. Maybe a calf or something. I just find random bones in the field. Here, this used to be a patty here too. So that used to be a patty. It's just dirt now, you know. Which I'm happy, because the first time I did rotation, I came back and I could see clearly where the patties were. They formed like a paper layer on top. And I was worried that if I put too many patties down, it might affect how much grass can grow by blocking the light. But now I'm not concerned at all. I think when I first got this pasture, there just weren't many insects here to do the work that needed to happen. Are these some clovers? These are not clovers, but there's some kind of broadleaf plant. I'm just going to assume, since it's not a grass. Well, hello there, mister. You want to bite on my finger again? Ow! You let me pet you now, huh? You let me pet you? This lamb isn't so scared of me either. I haven't had food for days for you guys. It's sitting in a bag in the car. I keep forgetting to bring it out. You don't want to touch my hand? I think this one's pregnant. I could just be wishful thinking and hoping, but I hope she's pregnant. And if she gives me some lambs, I'm going to protect those lambs, because that's the future of this flock. So if it's like a really cold day, I'll probably bring them home, put them in the shed. You know, put some wood shavings down in the shed and let them raise the lambs in the shed. You know, and then shovel it out later. But yeah, I'm going to keep my eyes on them. Also, my dogs. I haven't given a dog update for a while. She's no longer in heat. The dogs are no longer chasing her around the field. So hopefully we'll have some puppies here. I guess in 5 or 6 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever the number is. And I know that she roams the neighborhood, so probably a couple weeks before she gives birth, I'll take her home, keep her in the backyard, so I make sure she gives birth to the dogs where I can see them. And my daughters are like, oh, you need to take the dogs to the vet after they're born, the puppies. I'm kind of like, yeah, if there's a problem, maybe. You know, it depends on how many she gives me. If she gives me 2 or 3, then I'll be doting all over them. But if she gives like 8 or 10, I don't know how many puppies appear in a litter. Here's another old patty. That's an old patty. If she gives me a bunch of puppies, I might just keep the strongest ones and let the other ones, you know, if they don't survive, they don't survive. But I need to get these puppies locked in with sheep. So if I do get puppies, I'm going to take them and just put them with the sheep. I'll put the sheep in a pen and I'll put the puppies in a pen with them and feed them all together for a while. Maybe I'll set up a feeder the puppies can get to, the sheep can't get to. But I need the sheep and the puppies to bond together, because I need sheep dogs. I don't need human dogs. You know. Yep. Oh, look at Red. Red's such a beautiful cow. She's like a princess. She knows it too. You know. What a wonderful, wonderful cow. I'm so blessed with good cows. I'm so thankful to my neighbor that sold me these cows. You know. He told me they were good cows and he gave me a fair price for them, so I can't complain, but these are really good cows. And some of these cows, if he said, I want them back, I'll pay you a fair price, I'd probably say, no, you can't have them. They're mine. You know. But some of these cows are just amazing. Number 24, don't you agree? She's doing a lot better. She's still not as fat as I want her. But the goal during the winter is not to put on weight, it's to maintain weight. It's hard to put on weight without more food than they can possibly eat, you know. So I have to wait till the spring before I can hope to see weight increases. Right, Blue? Blue, come springtime, I want you to get super fat. Give me another calf next year, because I'm going to breed you guys in June. So next March, a year and a bit from now, I expect a whole bunch of calves. A whole bunch of strong calves, because you guys had a whole year break. Okay? Get you guys all on the same schedule here. You know. Number one, I don't think a drought's the best. Pushing calves out of their bodies in a drought probably isn't the best policy. The longhorns can probably do fine. But number two is, I just want them all on the same schedule. I want to have my calves all together at the same time. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off here. Thanks for watching. Take care and bye-bye.